Can you guess the country from these facts? It's the land of the long white cloud. National reserves make up 30% of the country. There are 5 sheep for every resident in this country. There is more than one type of kiwi. And the last fact is beaches are never far away. And it is New Zealand. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? People live on floating islands made of grass. Home to one of the 7 wonders of the world. The Amazon River starts in this country. 2/3 of this country is covered by rainforest. The vicuña is the national animal of this country. And it is Peru. Were you correct? Can you guess the country from these facts? The oldest operating bookstore in the world is located in this country. It's one of the most peaceful countries in the world. Surprisingly, this country is the oldest in Europe because it was founded in 1143. Their maximum prison term is 25 years. And the last fact is... And it is Portugal. Did you guess correctly? Can you guess the country from these facts? They have their own version of cricket. This country is 24 hours ahead of its closest neighbor. According to legend, this country is known as the Cradle of Polynesia. The island was first settled 3,500 years ago. The author of Treasure Island lived and died in this country. And it is Samoa. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? The first heart transplant in the world took place in 1967 in this country. It's the largest producer of macadamia nuts in the world. There are more than 2,000 shipwrecks in and around the country's coast. Their official languages is Afrikaans, English, Isindebele, Isixhosa, Isizulu, Northern Sotho, Sesotho, Setswana, Siswati, Shivenda, Zitsanga. The most luxurious train in the world is in this country. And it is South Africa. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts?
There lives 6,359 million people. Nearly 30% of Tanzania's national parks. Mount Kilimanjaro is the tallest mountain in Africa. The Great Migration sees over 2 million animals travel across the plains. Ngorongoro Crater is one of the best places to see the Big Five. And the right country is Tanzania. Did you guess correctly? Let me know.
Test your geography knowledge by guessing this country. The termite hills are the size of a house, and a house is normally 5 meters high. This country is a landlocked country. The traditional name for Victoria Falls is Mosi-oa-Tunya. Victoria Falls is 108 meters tall. It's home to the Big Five of wildlife. And it is Zambia. Were you correct? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? The country has the world's largest population of free-roaming cheetahs. It's home to desert elephants. This country has a skeleton coast. It's home to the world's largest underwater lake. This country has some of the highest sand dunes in the world. And it is Namibia. Were you correct? Can you guess the country from these facts? They got independent from the Soviet Union in 1991. It's a landlocked country. 90% of the population are Sunni Muslims. 70% of this country is mountain. It's one of the least crowded countries in the world. And it is Kyrgyzstan. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? It's the 3rd largest island in the Caribbean. The island sits on top of a large underwater mountain. 1/3 of all people live in Kingston. They drive on the left side of the road. 2.8 million people live in this country. And it is Jamaica. Were you correct? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? Late-night dancing was illegal until 2015. Taking a power nap at work is socially acceptable. Nearly all smartphones sold are waterproof because people use them even in the bath. Each year, there are over 1,500 earthquakes. And the last fact is forests cover 67% of the country. And it is Japan. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? It's one of the happiest countries in the world. The country's language has no word for please. They have a word for cozy feeling.
Hygge.
Lego comes from this country. The country's alphabet has 3 additional letters.
E. Ø. O.
And it is Denmark. Did you guess correctly? Let me know. Can you guess the country from these facts? There are active volcanoes in this country. The weather changes throughout the year. The country was under a dictatorship for 20 years. Tourists throw €1 million into the Trevi Fountain each year. If you don't get this one, then I will come after you. Pizza. And it is, of course, Italy. Were you correct?
Can you guess the country from these facts? It is known for its rich culinary traditions, including dishes such as tacos, enchiladas, and guacamole. The ancient ruins of Chichén Itzá, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, are located in this country. It is famous for its vibrant and colorful traditional festivals, such as Dia de los Muertos. Spanish is the official language, spoken by the majority of its population. It shares its northern border with the United States, and it is Mexico. Like, subscribe, and comment.
Can you guess the country from these facts? Alexander the Great once occupied this country. It's home to one of the world's largest open-pit gold mines. Russia ruled the country for nearly 2 centuries. More than 80% is Muslim. The country is famous for its historic cities. And it is Uzbekistan. Were you correct? Can you guess the country from these facts? It will soon be 247 years old. There are 50 states. It's number 1 of global exporter of entertainment. The population is 324 million people. And the last fact is that there are over 108,000 cities in this country. And it is, of course, USA. Were you correct? Can you guess the nation in these facts? It has the highest waterfall in Europe. The country borders 8 countries. Most of the country has a high altitude. The population is 8.956 million people. The last fact is their foods can never be complete without Wiener Schnitzel. And it is, of course, Austria. Were you correct? Can you guess the country from these facts? It's the second largest country in South America. Buenos Aires is the capital of this country. Their beef is world famous. The population is 45.81 million people. And the last fact is that they eat very late. And it is, of course, Argentina. Were you correct?
Guess this country. The Trans-Siberian Railway, one of the longest railway lines in the world, runs through this country. It is known for its vast natural landscapes, including the Siberian taiga, Lake Baikal, and the Ural Mountains. The Hermitage Museum, located in the main city of this country, is one of the largest and most renowned art museums globally. It is a rich literary heritage, with famous authors such as Leo Tolstoy, Fyodor Dostoevsky, and Anton Chekhov. It is the largest country in the world, spanning across to continents, and Russia is the country.
Can you guess the country from these facts? The oldest mummies in the world are from Chile. The first humans to travel to this country was 18,000 years ago. It has one of the longest treks in the world. The only country in the world where water is private. It has one of the longest coastlines in the world. And it is Chile. Did you guess correctly? Let me know.